Hey man, have you ever been on a date with a girl and it just went horribly wrong? Or worse, it went really well, but then she never called you again, or she told you there was no connection. That flat out sucks. And chances are you made one of the 7 mistakes that I'm about to talk about, and when you stop making these mistakes, not only will you have a lot more successful dates, but she'll also feel a deeper connection with you, she'll be more attracted to you, and you'll be more likely to get a second or third date and turn things romantic and intimate a whole lot faster. A lot of guys set up dates that are just way too formal. They take them to really expensive restaurants trying to impress them, but the reality is that it actually has the opposite effect. Because think about it, anybody can take her to a fancy restaurant, but can anybody be as cool and badass as you? I don't think so. So impress her with your personality and by who you are as a man, not by the place that you take her. Plus, taking her to dinner is just flat out boring and average. Be a little bit more creative than that. Instead, take her to places that you enjoy, places that are fun for you. Because if it's memorable, then she'll want to go on another date with you. So on that note, movies are out. Instead, take her to a fun bar or do an activity together, whether it's ice skating or rollerblading or laser tag.
I had no idea laser tag still existed.
Yeah, we'll enjoy it before it becomes cool again.
That would actually be a pretty fun date. And that's gonna be a lot more memorable. But if you're an older guy and that sounds a little childish, but think of some other things that you could do with her. Even just going to a cool lounge and getting to know each other over drinks is totally fine. And try to find bars and lounges that have a more romantic or even seductive vibe. The lighting and the music is a little lower versus like a rowdy frat club. Next is dressing sloppy. My dad actually got remarried 2 years ago, and I've never seen him happier in his entire life. But when he showed up to that first date with the woman who's now his wife, he was wearing Crocs, sweat shorts, and a t-shirt that was about 2 sizes too big. And she was immediately turned off. But luckily, she's very open-minded and she gave him a chance. But some women will not be so open-minded. You don't want to miss out on the relationship of your dreams just because you don't know how to dress yourself. First impressions do matter because we make a lot of assumptions about the person just by what they're wearing because we don't know anything else about them at the time. So make sure you start the date on the right foot because you probably put in some effort to get her on a date with you. You don't want to sabotage yourself just because you picked out the wrong outfit. And we have a lot of videos to help you with your fashion and style. I'll put a link to our fashion playlist down in the description. Make sure to check that out after this video. By the way, man, before we get back to the video, make sure to subscribe to this channel if you're not already subscribed, and give me one of these thumbs up if you like the video so far. I really appreciate it. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this video, and follow me on Instagram because I'm always posting a lot of value there. Plus, you can send me a DM. I would love to chat with you. All right, let's get back to the video. The next mistake is asking her where she wants to go. No, no, no. You are the man. You take the lead. Don't put all that pressure on her that she has to pick the venue. Women want a man with a plan, so have a plan, not just for where you start the date, but also where you go throughout the date and where you end up. Because that's gonna show that you're a leader, and that's highly attractive when you are taking the lead from the very beginning. So when you're setting up the date, don't text her, hey, wanna hang out sometime? Tell her where to meet you, what time, and I like to even tell her what to wear. I actually always tell women to wear either a dress or a skirt and heels because then she's gonna feel more sexy and sexual. And that just starts the date off on the right foot. And quite frankly, I want her to feel that way. Now I know some of you feminized men out there are thinking, what are you talking about? Women are equal nowadays. They should be asking me out. It's not gonna happen, bro. A feminine woman, those are the kind of women you're probably attracted to, want a masculine man. That means a man that knows how to take the lead, take control. Not be controlling, but can lead the interaction. Because if you don't do that, then she's gonna have to step into her masculine energy and take the lead, and that's gonna make her lose all attraction towards you because then she's gonna see you as a feminine man. So speaking of taking the lead throughout the date, that means going to more than one venue because one venue equals one memory with you. Imagine you're hanging out with her for 2 hours in one coffee shop and you're talking about all these great things, but she really has just one memory of you at that coffee shop. But instead, what if within those 2 hours, you kept moving around every 30 minutes or so? That would be 5 different venues. That's 5 experiences and 5 memories. It's more like an adventure. And of course, it's going to be a lot more memorable, and she's going to feel like she knows you better. She's going to have a deeper connection with you because you had multiple experiences together. In fact, it'll actually feel like 5 dates. Like she's on a 5th date with you by the end of that date. Logically, she knows it's the first date, but it'll feel like she knows you so well that you've been on 5 dates together, which of course can really speed up the relationship and speed up the intimacy, if that's what you want. So be the man with a plan and know exactly where you're gonna go. Pick 3 to 5 different locations that you can take her throughout the date. And even if you're in a new city and you don't know where to go, for example, when I first moved to San Diego, I went on a date with this girl. I really liked her, and it was raining outside. I pick her up, and I'm thinking, oh, it's raining. She'll probably say, hey, let's just stay in my place and we'll watch a movie. I had like this stupid fantasy in my mind. And of course that didn't happen. She hops into the car. She says, okay, where are we going? And I didn't even know the city. So I just said, well, you know what? I didn't really have any time to do the research. I'm new here. So let's just drive and we'll figure it out as we go. It'll be an adventure. And she goes, ooh, I like that. So while we were driving, she actually gave some input. She said, well, there's a Dave & Buster's if we go this way, and then there's downtown, all these bars if we go that way. I said, well, hey, let's go to Dave & Buster's. I like playing video games. So she gave me some input, but it was ultimately me who made the final decision. And it ended up being an amazing first date. The next mistake that a lot of guys make is they don't make the move. And I get it, man. I've been there. Everything's going great. And you don't want to risk anything. You don't want her to like freak out or think you're, I don't know, weird or creepy or too forward. So you end up just sitting there not kissing her even though you want to. And here's the deal, man. Most feminine women are not gonna make the first move. They expect you to do it. And if things are going great and, you know, the mood is kind of set, meaning you've taken her to some venues that have, you know, a little bit more intimate vibe, or maybe you're just walking through the park or whatever, and you don't go for the kiss, she's likely to be disappointed, and she's gonna feel like you're a weak man, like you just didn't have the balls to go for it. Who's she gonna go on a second date with? The guy who had the balls to make the move, or the guy who was too afraid to make the move? So you think you're playing it safe by not kissing her, but really you're sabotaging yourself. So as long as things are going well, and you guys obviously like each other, then I recommend somewhere in the middle or towards the end of the date, make your move. Go for the kiss. Even if it's not the perfect moment, try to create the moment. In fact, one time I was on a date with this girl in Saigon, Vietnam, and the moment just never created itself. I don't know, it was just a little awkward. She was very shy, but she came back to my place and she was sitting on the couch, but she sat really far away from me. She even put like a pillow between us. So I'm like, well, what do I do? It's gonna be awkward if I try to make a move on her, but I figured, hey, it's better to be awkward and make the move than not make the move at all. So I made the move. It was awkward. She didn't reciprocate right away, but now it kind of set the frame that, okay, I want to kiss her. So she just started kind of relaxing after a little while, and then I tried again, and then she was totally into it. So it's important to remember too, even if you make the move and she doesn't reciprocate and kiss you back, as long as you remain calm, you don't act all affected and say, hey, what's wrong? Why didn't you kiss me? I thought you liked me. Yeah. As long as you don't do that, then she's actually gonna like you more because she sees you as a man who goes for what she wants, and she feels desired by you, and a man's desire is highly intoxicating for a woman. So if she doesn't kiss you back, be cool, remain calm, and try again a little bit later. But to get to that first kiss, there needs to be some touching along the way throughout the date. So the next mistake that most guys make is they don't touch right away. I'm not saying be the overly touchy guy and have your hands all over her and, you know, hold hands with her right away. That's a little too soon. But break the touch barrier as soon as you can, which is usually when you first meet her, with a hug and a kiss on the cheek. And then I usually say, all right, let's go, and we start walking arm in arm. That way we're walking to the first venue the way a couple would walk together, but it's not too intimate too soon. It's not like holding hands. That would be a little too much. I usually grab her hand when we're going from the first to the second venue, or second to the third venue, especially when we're crossing the street. I just grab her hand, we start walking, and then I notice, does she keep holding my hand once we get to the other side? In fact, that's a really good sign. If she's holding hands with you, especially if she turns like this. That's almost always a good indicator that she wants you to kiss her. But the point is, don't be afraid to touch her a little bit throughout the date. And I created a whole video on the best ways to touch a woman that actually can turn her on and will never seem weird or creepy as long as you do it the right way that I teach you in this video. So I'll put a link to that video down in the description and at the end of this video. Make sure to watch it. Next, probably one of the biggest mistakes that guys make on a date is talking about themselves too much. I hear women complaining about this all the time for a few reasons. Number one, if you keep talking about yourself, she knows everything about you. You're no longer a mystery. And if you're not the exact category of the type of man that she wants, then she's probably not going to go on a second date with you because there's nothing else to figure out. And second, it's just kind of boring to listen to somebody that you don't really know that well talk about themselves forever. Because honestly, on a first date, you don't care about the other person all that much. But guess who you do care about? Yourself, which is why you're talking about yourself so much. So get her to open up, get her to talk about herself. I know that's kind of contradictory because I just said you don't care about other people as much as you care about yourself, but try to really listen. Don't think about what you're gonna say because that puts you all up in your head and she can feel that you're not really connecting there with her. Instead, be present, feel your body, and listen to every word she says. If you can do that, even if she's talking and talking and talking, she's gonna feel a connection with you. And she's gonna feel like you really listen and care about her. And that's why you should also play laser tag or do fun things on the date. That way you don't always have to be talking the entire time. Remember the point of a date. Number one is to get to know each other, to see if there's a compatibility or not. And number two is to have fun. So that means the conversation should be fun. It shouldn't be too serious. It should definitely not be like an interview. That will bore her to death. So to help you out, I created an entire cheat sheet called the Conversation Cheat Sheet that will help you not only know what to say on a date and fun things to keep the conversation flirty, fun, and help you lead to the more intimate and sensual level, but also how to talk to women in normal everyday situations. If you see a woman walking down the street or at a coffee shop, so you know exactly how to approach her and you know exactly what to say so that you can get a phone number and get a date with her. And if you want me or my team to help you get more dates, then I highly recommend you either take one of our mentorship programs or join us for a live workshop where we'll take you in field and show you how to meet women in everyday situations. You'll become an expert at approaching women and making their day, and it feels amazing to have that almost superpower to get dates anytime you want in any situation. So if you want more information about working with us, I put a link down in the description. Make sure to check that out. Basically, go down to the description because there's a lot of good resources there. And make sure to subscribe to this channel if you're not already subscribed, and give me one of these. I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. And leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about this video and what other kind of videos you'd like to see on this channel. And finally, follow me on Instagram and send me a DM. I would love to chat with you. My name is Matt Artisan from The Attractive Man, and I'll see you in the next video.